Ginika's Bridesmaids series by Adesuwa and Nwokedi. So I'll just go through a brief run through of the books. Like I'm reviewing them as a collection, not individually. Yes. Hi, I'm Revin. Welcome to Revin True Books, and today I will be reviewing the Ginika's Bridesmaids series by Adesuwa and Nwokedi. So a while back, I can't remember when exactly, but Toba, one of my friends, we haven't spoken in a very long time. He was like, you know what, get on Bookstagram, and I was like, I don't want to. I was hesitant, but then I did, and then as soon as I just saw my favorite author, one of my favorite authors, Adesuwa, and she was hosting a giveaway, and I was like, you know, let's just try our luck and see. And that's how I entered and I won. Now, why this was a very special moment for me was because I had been looking for her for a very long time. I've been searching the fertile chick. In fact, if you check my Twitter, you type the fertile chick, like, you know the way you can check people's tweets, right? You see that I had tweeted that. So I was looking for her and I was like, where did this woman go? And I found her on Instagram, and then I won a giveaway, and I was so excited. And that's how I got the Ginika's Bridesmaids series. So I remember binge reading these books. I read book after book after book, and this was something that took me, I think, half a week or 2 weeks between that time frame, because it was so good. I enjoyed it so much. It was just such a very beautiful thing to read. Now I'll talk about something. So there's a major criticism of this book, saying that the female characters are too desperate for marriage. They just want to marry, and so when they see nonsense, they take it. But there's something I want to say. In the society, especially the African society, a lot of emphasis is placed on marriage, and to a very large extent, you have to have a lot of self-will to not let that pressure you. So these women, it's not like, maybe it's something they didn't really think that they wanted to get, but with time, they're like, okay, what are they going to do eventually? And then they realize that, oh, this was like something that they had to do. So that's why they were taking so many shitty things from men that they should not have. But which leads to another lesson, right? As a woman, you should not be desperate for marriage. I don't think even men too should be desperate, but it's more on the woman, because everybody says women have biological clocks at that, which is why I advise women not to be desperate. Like, when you're desperate, people tend to take advantage of you, and it's not even just for marriage. When you're desperate for basic things, and people know that, oh, this is what you're desperate for, they take advantage of you. If you're desperate for a job, like, no matter, it's okay to want something. It's okay to want something real bad, but what is not okay is being desperate, like acting desperate about it. It just puts you off in the wrong spots, like it makes you susceptible to being taken advantage of. So one thing I'll mention is, one reason why I really love Adesuwa's writing is that she moves away from the uni timeline. And what I mean by that is, generally there is a saying that you have to meet the love of your life in the university, and when you don't, it's like you've missed it. For Adesuwa, that's not the case. Like, university as how so most of the women here, we see that they're not elderly, but they're in their late 20s, early 30s, and like that. In fact, we even meet a woman who finds love in her 50s, which is very beautiful. So she pays attention to people like that, people that we feel like, oh, in the society, this is the end of their love story. But for Adesuwa, she can write what she desires, and so this is not the end, this is just the beginning. So they can experience love no matter the age they are, which is very important. Now, I'll discuss the female characters briefly. We can see how they are very different, and we see how they have different relationships with men. We see how their exes are. I remember I made a tweet, I think was it what they call this ones, carousel, where I was like, when the exes of these men come to beg them to come back, and I was like, you still need to apologize, because there were scenes in the book where some men acted very terrible to women, and then when the women were like they were done, they came back to apologize, and I was like, in my head I was like, it's still there to apologize. Do you understand? So yeah, my favorite book in this series is Ginika's Bridesmaids. Why? So generally, the narrative is that it's men that mess up, it's women that have to forgive. But here it was the woman that messed up. Like, I didn't like that she messed up, but I didn't know how to explain it. I was like, okay, I like that. And she messed up, and I didn't like the way she reacted about it. I felt like she should have done better. This was a man that treated you well, so first off, you messed up. Two, you're denying him certain things, and I'm like, why would you even do that? But yeah, which is one thing that points to how good Adesuwa's writing is. It makes you feel like you know these people. Like, so there's a crossover book coming soon, between this and another set of series, and I feel like I know these people because of how much detail Adesuwa has put into writing their characters. So for Ginika, I'm like, Ginika, why would you do this? Ginika seems like a real person to me, someone that I can easily trust. But I know that's not the truth. Like, she's just fiction, but that's how Adesuwa writes her characters, which is very, very beautiful. I'll conclude this by saying that this is not this is like just basic romance. Some people think romance is delusional, but this is not. Romance is not delusional, particularly the one written by Adesuwa and Nwokedi. So Jinika's Bridesmaids series, I highly recommend it, and if you don't like it, well, it's fine, because not everybody likes certain kind of books. But me, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. It was my comfort read. I've enjoyed it so much. That says a lot about it, doesn't it? Anyways, bye. See you in my next video.